Hello and welcome to the Carry On Gaming Podcast, and this week, we're back for blood. My name's Grady. You can find me on Twitter at @AFriendlyPest, and I am joined by...
I'm Stefan. You can find me on Twitter at Hellblazer_Sith, and behind the Carry On Gaming Twitter, which is podcast_cod. Cog.
Hey, I'm Chris, and I'm late because I'm a wanker and I'm driving down the road eating pizza. You can find me on Twitter at some bitch, I can't remember it. Yeah, I'm back to you, Dan.
That was awful.
You know, the crazy part is when that voice came through, I was like startled and confused.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, what the... That was... I mean, you didn't sound like him, but you got a lot closer than I thought you would.
I practiced.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did, actually.
Hello, I'm Dan. You can find me on Twitter at Gentleman Dan, and as Grady said, we're back for blood.
Yeah, and by that we mean that we all played Back 4 Blood, which came out on Tuesday, went into Game Pass.
I guess we meant different things.
No, yeah, Back 4 Blood, the game.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you didn't make that connection. You made that connection. Anyway, I think the three of us were playing on Xbox Series X's, and Chris was on a PC, unfortunately. As Dan mentioned, he's not able to join us for the recording this week. But we had a pretty good time. Steph, you were the host. What did you think of the experience? I don't think you got to play the beta, so that was your first time playing that?
Yeah, it was great fun. So originally Grady left us because he had stuff to do. So me and Chris used crossplay, so PC and Xbox, and it was great fun. Didn't notice any latency issues or anything like that. It was so friggin' crazy. Like, the amount of zombies there were. And, me and Chris, we just mess around anyway on any game we play together. But we actually had to take it seriously at one point because it just got so manic so very quickly. Like the... am I allowed to talk about some of the missions?
I mean, it's not spoiler heavy, is it?
Yeah, it's not like it's got real heavy story elements, so yeah.
So there's one of the missions where you have to go onto a boat, and what we didn't realise is you just have to run. So Chris was like, oh, we're going to run. So we did that, and then we had to plant the explosives, and of course one of us didn't do it right. Like, I ran onto the boat without the explosive, so I had to run back, get the explosive, then run back onto the boat. But because the bots, they don't do anything, so it was just me and Chris doing, like, everything together. And I just legged it. I'm like, screw you, I'm getting off this boat after the countdown timer went on. I think that happened, what was it, yesterday, when we're playing... There's another one, a mission where you're just in a bar with music playing and there's hordes coming at you. And
G-box.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I
wish
we had the Ace of Spades. Like, when you left us, we had to redo the mission for mine and Chris's campaign, and it was playing Ace of Spades. I was like, this is the perfect zombie.
Is it a different song each time?
Yep.
I noticed there towards the end, Black Betty came on, which is one of the all-time greatest songs ever. One of my favorite opera songs.
It's my favourite rap song.
Yeah.
But no, it was... So Chris died, and I'm like, okay, bye. Nice knowing you. I revived you once. That's all I can do.
But I tell you what...
But it's definitely... From my experience, playing with bots and then playing with us four, it definitely has to be played with people. Mm-hmm. The bots don't... The only good thing about the bots is they heal you, they'll give you ammo, and that's about it. It's better... playing with other people.
Yeah, they seem like they help you if you get pinned down or something.
They lock the achievements behind co-op. You can't get them in single player.
Can you get them if there's two of you and two bots?
Yeah, but there has to be at least one other person.
I got you. But it seems like it scales up in difficulty. Like I played it with another person and two bots, and it didn't seem all that challenging. It was like it was sometimes it got a little tight, but nothing crazy. But when it was the four of us, it seemed like even on recruit mode, we were having to work pretty hard, and there was a couple really close calls where they'd be like one person standing and manage to revive other people.
I remember when I played the beta, I was on my own doing it. I was single player. It was piss easy. There was like one of the, those giant ogres that come in that like took the power of all four of us to take down. I took that down in I'd say a minute, like on my own. Like it was, and like the AI's just really dumb.
we killed it quicker as 4 than me and Chris did.
Well, it seemed like it. The first time I fought that ogre, I was playing with another person. It seemed like the ogre was on me the whole time. Like I couldn't get away from it. Yeah, Dan, yeah. Couldn't get any space to shoot at the bastard. And then when the 4 of us fought him, it seemed like he got kind of confused and chased one player by, you know what I mean? One of us was able to kite while the others laid ammo.
That ogre, what we didn't realise is I was a bit of a chicken, and I had to heal myself up. So I ran round a corner into a doorway, and I just saw this arm reaching round trying to grab me. I was like, I was so unexpected. I was not impressed. But I didn't realise like the zombies can break down doors and all that sort of stuff. It was... I loved Left 4 Dead, but I can see Back4Blood as an improvement from Left 4 Dead experience.
It's absolutely a worthy successor, in my opinion. I've seen some people call it a cheap imitation of the original. I disagree, and I think it's been a long time since we played Left 4 Dead. Maybe people don't remember it exactly how it was, or they used mods, etc. But in my opinion, this game is exactly what I want it to be. If I want to complain, it seems like
something you created.
Hey, KFC Gaming said it, player. You know what I mean? What am I going to say?
That's just
hard to argue with 11 herbs and spices, man.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Dan. Let's see.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really happy with it. It's what I want it to be. I noticed, consistently when a special zombie shows up, you're pretty much guaranteed to take a hit. There are times when you can put him down before that happens, but like the tall boy moves fast enough, or the bloater will range you or charge up and surprise you, the stinger. It seems like you almost always get grazed at the very least when a special shows up, and then the regulars, you can just wreck them.
Which one is the one that jumps and pulls you in?
That would be the stinger.
You mean the wall Vs?
Yeah.
Oh, the wall things.
Wall Vs.
I have no idea what those are called, but they are awful.
Yeah, oh my god. But luckily, one of the characters you play, I can't remember his name, but it's the Mexican. He can break away every 60 seconds from a grapple.
That. Yeah, I didn't.
Which is a cool attack.
That is a nice ability. See, I play as Holly because I like the baseball bat and the extra stamina. And I really like to melee.
Mama, because I'm your mama.
That's going to be fun to balance the audio on. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. And I really enjoyed the PlayStation together. I will admit, when we were in the bar scene with the music, there was so much chaos from the party chat, what with the screaming and the jokes and the just absolute nonsense. I know Paul joined us, and after 30 seconds... he tapped out 30 seconds later and then sent me a message like, I got a headache and there's no way. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it, but I was like, I couldn't even tell what music was playing because there was so much chaos, and then I finally understood, the song that started towards the end. But I really enjoyed that mission. That was an excellent kind of finale for that chapter. I liked that way more than the boat.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. And I don't normally enjoy co-op games, but playing it with you was a lot better than playing it on my own in the beta. It was a lot of fun. I will say, I do think the AI needs a bit of rebalancing, just because you saw what happened with the jukebox. They were all coming, there was no let up, and some of the, radial, area radius attacks.
I think it needed that intensity. If you do that in a zombie apocalypse, what do you expect will happen? So I like that it was just full on over and over and over again. And to be fair, we did better as a threesome compared to when Grady was with us, but I think it's because it downscaled for the fact there was 3 of us. So I think it was more manageable. But one thing I would complain about is the lack of health.
You do go down quick.
But
post-apocalypse, you can't find it.
I know. So I remember when we went round after we played it with you, Grady, we went round setting everything up, opening all the boxes, just getting ready because we knew what to come. But when we was first time playing it, it was like I had no idea what to expect. And then Grady kept telling me, turn off the jukebox. I'm like, no, we actually need the jukebox on.
I didn't even know what was going on. It was like, we were in this bar, and I thought it was just a building we were traveling through as we went through the level. And the next thing I know, one of you kicks on the jukebox, and you're laughing about it. And I thought it was just like normal shenanigans. Like every time we play together, somebody gets us all killed. Turn off the jukebox! And the zombies were everywhere. And then when the zombies broke it temporarily, and one of you fixed it, my head about exploded because I didn't understand what was going on.
That was me. That was me who kept turning it on.
And evidently it's required for the mission, right? But I didn't know that.
So and then we pointed out that Grady is for the mission.
I'm just swinging my baseball bat covered in guts.
Oh, yeah, it's like the amount of gore and the graphics, that is amazing. like when I was watching Dan just get absolutely covered in blood, I was like, "That's pretty good." Like I didn't expect it. Like, and I mean, one thing we got to mention is the accessibility within that game with all the options you set up beforehand. I thought that was really nice to see.
Yeah, that was nice.
Because I put the subtitles on to watch cutscenes when I'm in party chat.
Oh, I don't give it.
I kind of do that. I kind of do that anyway. Maybe not in this game, but I usually turn on subtitles anyway because I like to read it as I hear it.
I even do it outside of parties.
Dan, let Grady talk.
It's all right.
Dammit Dan.
Dammit Dan. What's that shoe from? The picture I sent with the shoe. What was that from? The Dammit Daniel meme.
I have no idea.
It's from
Someone
the White Vans TikTok. Damn, Daniel, back into the game of the White Vans.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
I'll send it to you.
Oh, no thanks. It's okay. I don't want it to run the inside joke we already have.
Yes.
But no, that was fun. We should do that again. I know State of Decay all the time putting out content. They've recently put out some content. We play that too. And then it looks like when I first looked at the acts, etc., and the missions, it looks like Back4Blood's a little longer than I expected. So I'm looking forward to that. And I knew I shouldn't have bought Far Cry 6. And it's not because I don't like it. Because, I first started Far Cry. I was like, I wasn't crazy about it. It didn't feel that good to play, etc., and whatnot. That the more I play it, I really actually I'm getting into it. I'm starting to like it. The characters are growing on me. I'm enjoying the sandbox. It's fun. I got a helicopter and I was shooting people, death from above. I was like, Far Cry 6 is a way better game than people are giving it credit for, and it's co-op too, so I'm really enjoying myself on that. But then Back4Blood comes out, and it's awesome, and we're all playing that together. And then by the time we get through that, there's going to be more games. There's so many games coming out right now. Forza Horizon 5's coming, and it's probably my most anticipated game of the year. So I don't know how I'm supposed to keep up with all the stuff and handle all my adult responsibilities, which I have more than my fair share of. Sorry, I ran out of breath.
No, it's fine. But, I mean, it's so good. I dropped ESO for it.
That's saying
something. That is saying something. Because considering I was off all this week, and I've been dropping ESO to play Back4Blood, so it is worth it. It is such a good game.
Yeah, super good, super good. Ignore the reviews. Both for Far Cry 6 and
for...
we're
playing it.
Well, just out of frustration you have, but not out of fear.
No, the first person to squeal dramatically was Dan. The first 30 seconds I play, a tall boy came around the corner, and all I hear is a scream. Like, what's going on? That was awesome.
That was funny.
It's the chaos of it. I will say this. I was tired by the time we were done just because the chaos of the chat and everybody getting blown up and falling down and stuff.
Yeah, you went to bed early.
Yeah, I was tired. I needed a nap after that. You guys wore me out.
I was going to say, the mission, do you know when you had to rescue the hostages? Yeah, I'm going to call them hostages, not survivors. So I had to lead these two clowns, Dan and Chris, like what to do. And then there's a second mission where you have to do similar. And I'm like, guys, you got 30 seconds to get to the safe room. Me and Dan got there with 4 seconds remaining. We just left her spine, just like, screw you.
Shut the door.
If you're not here, you're not coming. Yeah, it was crazy. I am looking forward to see what more it has to offer, because I think we got to Act 1, 3rd chapter.
Yeah.
And decided it was enough.
Yeah. And see, I'm playing it also with another person, and then I'm supposed to attend a different 4-person party Friday, and they're probably going to want to start from the beginning, so I'm going to play through like the first chapter of the first act like 4 times before I get to make any headway past that. But the good point is I'll have better cards whenever we do move forward. Because let's talk about the card system, because I will admit it first, I think when it's introduced to you, the on-ramp for it, I think it's a little kind of confusing and uninteresting and maybe feels like unnecessary.
Agreed.
But now that I bought my first strip and I'm starting to get an understanding of how the cards work, they're growing on me. I don't know about you guys. The building the deck is kind of growing on me a little bit more, but I wonder if they could have handled it differently how it was introduced in the game. But overall, I would say that's a pretty good addition to the formula.
So when you mentioned about buying the strip, I was like, oh, okay, so this makes sense now. It wasn't as obvious when you first go into the game, and it's only when you're starting to play do you realise what the cards do and why the cards are important. But I'm still a bit confused because I thought I could make a deck, when I did the strip, that it would just add its own deck. But no, you have to customize that as well. So it's kind of, and I think one thing when we were discussing which decks we were going to build, we're making sure everyone had each different one. So when we do play as a 4, everyone has different abilities.
Yeah, to kind of balance each other out, or build some kind of meta for our group effort, what we intend to do, melee, or improve reload speed, damage, magazine capacity, health, stamina. There's so much you can do. What'd you say about melee?
It's so much fun in that game.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. It works really
went
well.
all Negan. I got the baseball bat with the barbed wire. Doesn't work well against the big guys though. You need a gun for that.
I enjoy
run
playing,
backwards and fire.
Grenade baseball, throwing it at each other in the hub.
Yeah. So me and Dan, when waiting for Chris, I was throwing grenades over the wall in the hub, and he was trying to smack him with a baseball.
It did not go very well.
So that's a bit of fun though. And it's nice being able to try out different weapons so you can see which is your preference. So if you didn't get from this podcast episode, get Back4Blood. Give it a try. It's on Game Pass.
I wonder what Chris thought of it.
Sure, he had a good time.
He loved it.
Yeah, sure, he had a good time.
He did have a good time.
How would you not? How would you not have a good time?
There was everything there. There was chaos.
It's a perfect co-op shooter.
And Chris did mention about playing, and that's when I jumped on with him to play, and Grady was like, I'm going to bed. So yeah, and Chris went on with us again, so he definitely liked it as well. But we did say about it, if it ever came on VR, that would be an interesting experience.
We'll never get you free off of it if that happens.
I think the one thing he said to me, it's like, it was different to playing from VR, and I think he prefers playing, personally, his choice of gaming is on VR. But he enjoyed playing Back4Blood. But he was playing PC, and I think it was mouse. I think he wasn't getting on with the mouse and keyboard. I think that's going to take time because he doesn't really do a lot of video games outside his VR. But he said his son would definitely enjoy it as well.
Well, I'll say this: there's kind of a dream of what that game could be in VR, but that dream is not realized. There's no equivalent to Back4Blood in VR, in my opinion. There's some zombie games that are interesting, and I think a few that even have co-op, but not like this.
Resident Evil 4 is coming onto the Oculus.
Is it? The Quest? Is that co-op?
That's what, well, I don't know, but Chris mentioned it the other day, and I'm like, nope, I am not getting it. And he goes, it's not as scary as Saints and Sinners.
Oh yeah, you're in for a ride. Of course, I don't know if we've gained any more followers.
Only if we get 60 Twitter followers.
I don't know if we have or not. I haven't paid any attention. You guys have been much more active on the social media than me lately. I've been busy.
So that's what we've been playing with Back4Blood. It was a great game, and you should definitely go and check it out. It's on Game Pass now, and it's also on PlayStation and PC. So go ahead and buy it. It's great. Now on to the good stuff as we talk about what we've been playing this week. And I think there's a good bit in this bit actually, but we'll kick it off. I'll kick the ball to you, Steph.
Right. So I've been playing a lot of ESO. Of course, I finally got the Daggerfall Covenant Hero achievement, and that requires doing a load of bloody side quests. I was playing today, and I've done 500 different quests.
Bloody hell! Today?
No, not today. Overall, since my playing experience, but I've reached level 307. I think earlier this week I was 260. So I've gone up like 47 levels. So at the moment on my adventures, I am going through the Ebonheart quests because I originally left Ebonheart to Daggerfall. So I'm finishing those, and then I'll do the minion, continue doing the side quests, and then go and do more Cyrodiil once I'm leveled up a bit more, got better gear. I've also, what have I also done on this? Oh yeah, I've been starting the expansion missions as well, because the Blackwood quest achievement got reached. We get in free DLC, so we had some really nice stuff. for anyone who had the Blackwood DLC, we got some free stuff, and yeah, Deadlands drops next month, so I'll be playing that. And I got some shiny armor. So yeah, has been fun. I'll be playing it after we finish recording. So yeah, that's all I've been playing outside of Back4Blood. Grady, what have you been playing?
I think I already covered it mostly. Far Cry 6, I'm really enjoying. So I wasn't as warm on it as I'd hoped out of the gate, but it's kind of grown on me quickly once I got kind of off the first island. It's a familiar formula, but it's a pretty good one, and it runs at 60 frames per second this time, which I think makes it feel better. The guns in Far Cry are never going to feel as good as other shooters, in my opinion, but I'm enjoying myself, and the game's so sandboxy and kind of a janky simulation that some crazy stuff happens and people accidentally run each other over. And then I saw a video where a helicopter got hit by lightning and fell out of the sky and landed on a house, and it's stuff like that makes it a pretty good game overall. Overall, really enjoying that. If Back4Blood hadn't come out, I'd still be focusing more on that. But right now, I'm enjoying Back4Blood more, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll get back to Far Cry later, hopefully after someone else picks it up as well to co-op it with me, because it has co-op, and so I think that would add to the experience as well. And then I've still been playing Battlefield 5 because I like that game a lot. And I'm trying to talk myself into buying Battlefield 2042 because I wasn't crazy about the beta, which I should mention. Got to participate in the Battlefield 2042 beta, and it's super rough, super janky, lots of graphical glitches, accessories not staying on your guns, textures unwrapping and artifacting in the graphics, crashes, latency with aircraft flying through the air, making them hard to hit. Like, really, really unimpressive, janky beta. In the core of the game, it's hard to tell if it's going to be good or not. I don't know how many maps it's launching with. I didn't really care for that map too much. I love Battlefield as a game, but my first impression of 2042 is I wish it was coming out in 6 months instead of very soon. And I still had fun, and like even laying in bed, I kind of dreamed about playing it, even though it made me mad the whole time I was playing it because of the issues it has. So I think there's something there, and I'm going to look at it and cross my fingers. But I've gone back to Battlefield 5, and in comparison, super polished and a lot of fun to play in comparison. I really enjoy the experience a lot, especially if you got a squad of 3 or 4 people. 2's good, but if you got 3 or 4, man, that game is a lot of fun. Good time. Aircrafts exploding, falling out of their tanks, trying to take stuff out, medicing people, shooting smoke. Love it. Yeah.
Can I just ask you about the Battlefield? Because it looked like from the trailer, it was like 100 plus people in a map. Was that there on the beta or not?
Yeah, the only mode and the only map was, I think, 128 players, and it's been long enough now that I'm not 100% on that number, but it's close to that anyway. It's like 64v64 on that map, and I don't know if all the maps will support that. I doubt all of the modes will. But the map was so big, it didn't really feel like that many players, though. Like, everywhere you went, there were people, but everybody wasn't in one spot. You know what I mean? I assume there'll be instances where more people spawn in an area than not, and you'll get to see that kind of chaos. But it didn't feel any more crowded than Battlefield 5 on some of the matches you and I played, but that's because the map was so much bigger.
Okay.
Speaking of modes, did you see that the final mode for 2042 was revealed today?
I did not. What is it?
It's called Hazard Zone. It's a PvPvE mode where you and a squad of 4, you go into a map. There are 4 other squads on the map as well, with bots too, and you buy all your weapons and you strategize and all that. And the objective is to get into like a hazard zone or a building or a fallout zone or whatever, extract the data, all the data from the different cores, and get out.
Interesting.
That's like a mode in Borderlands 3. It sounds similar to that.
People are comparing it to Hunt Showdown.
Which they ripped off from PUBG.
Maybe it'll be fun.
Comparing it to Hunt Showdown and Escape from Tarkov, if that means anything.
I don't know if that's what I want from Battlefield, but I'd have to watch some matches on it and see. I like Conquest. I like 5 points out there and trying to take points and fighting the vehicles and different armies and filling roles. I really like that large scale size of it. I don't know if I'd like the smaller squad based stuff there, but interesting. I wished it wasn't $70 for a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Like I know we get a discount through the EA Play that's included in Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I believe we get a discount.
Yeah.
10%?
No, it's EA Play is in the Game Pass Ultimate, so it's only that 10% discount from the Game Pass. You don't get a separate one with EA Play unless you bought EA Play separately.
Okay. Well, either way, I think $70 is a lot. You know, and with the discount, what would it be, $63 before tax? I think
I wouldn't get it until it's on Game Pass.
Man, that's a lot. It's a lot for just multiplayer in such a poor first impression of the game. Like, I want it to be good, I want to enjoy it, but man, even if I wasn't all that inclined to play the campaign, I would still feel like it was a better value if it was included. It's kind of like Halo Infinite. I think selling the campaign for $60 is kind of a tough sell when the multiplayer is free. Right, you got the free-to-play multiplayer, and then here's the campaign for $60. I think that's a little bit of a tough sell, especially since we haven't seen anything from the Halo campaign except for a snip here and there. And it's not launching with co-op, it's not launching with Forge. I mean, I'm off topic, but it brings me back to the point, I guess. That's a lot of money for what feels like half a normal experience, and people would argue that certain games have come out with just a campaign and they were absolutely worth the price, and I'm not arguing that. But just thinking out loud, maybe we were spoiled today by Game Pass. I know people like to say that Game Pass doesn't reduce how many games you buy, and maybe statistically it doesn't, but for me, I'm not bored, so I'm less inclined to buy things I don't have, and it seems like they're always adding something to the service that makes, that's my priority. I'm going to play what's available to me now for no extra money, just the price of the service. And I will admit it's changed the way I play games. And I'll go one step further. Probably during the Xbox 360 generation, I probably didn't own 10 or 12 games the entire generation. And I'd just buy those and play those because it was hard to justify the cost of these other games when I've got adult responsibilities to deal with. And now with Game Pass as a service that we've been enjoying for so many years, have hundreds of games to play on tap all the time. It has changed the way I play games. And man, I got in the weeds on that one. Sorry. What have you been playing, Dan?
I've been playing quite a bit this week, actually. Surprisingly, I didn't think I was going to play this much. My brother got a Nintendo Switch OLED, so I've been trying that out. Again, still upset that they haven't boosted, the frame rates and all that. But if you play, the first-party games on it, it's actually a really nice display, and they look very nice. So I've been playing the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I've never played that before. And I'm really enjoying it, actually. It's a really good game. It's going off on a nice adventure. And I didn't think it was going to be that great because, it's a port. It's a HD port. But they did a nice job at it, and I'm really enjoying it. What else have I been playing? We just got Metroid Dread tonight. I haven't played it yet, but I'll play that. I'll have a go at that later, and I'll be able to tell you about it next week when the podcast comes out. I've been playing a few indie games on the Switch. A New Star Football Manager, very, very, very cheap version, I guess, of FIFA, where you manage your own football club. Mine's called Star Lads. We're in the 3rd division, and I just got us relegated. So English football teams, don't come calling to me. I'm gonna get relegated. What else have I been playing? It's Pokemon Sword. I had to go with that. I've enjoyed myself with that. I haven't played a Pokemon game in a few years, so that was good fun. After the Switch, was playing Back4Blood with the lads. Had a good fun with that. Played some more of the Artful Escape. I'm getting into that. I know you didn't enjoy it, Grady, but I've been enjoying it. It is like you said, a bit of a walking simulator, but I'm enjoying the story and the music and the characters. That's a good game. You should give it another go if you can. Nah.
I like walking simulators, but the story didn't grab me. For one, I actually prefer the folk music that he's running away from more than whatever wailing on the guitar that he's struck passion with, and then the initial storyline to me is pretty uninteresting. It just didn't resonate with me. I appreciate that you're enjoying the music and the art and the story, but I'm going to pass on that one.
Fair. What else am I playing? Oh yeah, what I've been playing today though, has been Oh god, I downloaded this app today called Silver Screen Story. If you've played like Game Dev Story on your phone, it's by the same people. You run your own film studio. You hire the actors. You pick the combinations of the genres and the themes of your films, and you write the scripts. And I started this morning, like around 2 o'clock today. Have been hooked. Have been playing it since. About 7 hours later, I am a multi-billionaire operating in several different countries with over 50 films made. I am the Hollywood kingpin. I blame you, Steph, for getting me into apps.
Yeah, I do not regret it. You get some great games.
But yeah, that's a nice little one, and I really enjoyed Game Dev Story as well. So I like that company's called Kairosoft. They make some nice little games. Check them out. They're like like for passing the time. And that's about it. Coming up in 2 weeks' time, I've got Guardians of the Galaxy coming, and I'm so excited. All the trailers are coming out. They've got the original music from this fictional rock band they've made for the game. They've got the entire licensed soundtrack out, and I don't think I've been hyped about a game this much in a long time. I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome.
What game is that? What are you excited about?
Guardians.
Oh, okay. Yep, I missed that. My headset cut out for a second.
And yeah, that's it for me this week anyway. Oh, wait, actually, no, I was also playing Phantom Doctrine. I was playing Phantom Doctrine. It's basically XCOM, but with spies, so KGB agents and CIA agents, and you're running around in the Cold War trying to stop a third-party spy group ring from taking over the world. It's good fun. A lot of spycraft, some, XCOM-style tactical gameplay where you can lose your guys every few minutes. I recommend checking that one out. That's a good game. And yeah, that's about it for me this week.
Anyway, it's been a fun week. Not only is this a good week, I think we got a lot of good weeks ahead of us. Working on a couple projects. We going to be putting out at least one holiday song that we're doing a collaboration with another member of the Twitter gaming community. They're creating art that we're going to use in our video, and then we're also working on another video, a musical experience that's a little bit more challenging, but probably in its own way more interesting. I hope we can pull that off too, if time allows. But anyway, fun weeks ahead, good holiday, and then we might also be taking somewhat a break as we restructure the channel and decide what kind of content we want to push out when, etc., to try to expand our audience.
And not decide. I think we've all had a pretty hectic few weeks. We haven't taken a break since we started recording this podcast, so I think we all deserve a well-earned break, especially with the amount we're doing for Halloween and it's coming up to Christmas. So we yeah, thanks, Daniel. So I think we need a break.
Yeah, the burnout's real, and it's causing some strain. And I think for our mental health, our friendships,
for a couple of weeks,
maybe it'd be a good idea to.
So great, Grady. I still like you.
I appreciate it.
Don't worry. When we come back, it'll be Dan's time to shine because I will lose my when Christmas starts. Because you know how I get.
I have to drop so many Mario coins because of you today.
Oh Jesus! I'm not.
You've been reading some kind of adult novel or something, Dan. You know you're not old enough to read. Anyway,
no, that's for me to know.
Why don't you take us home?
Almost heaven,
West Virginia,
Blue Ridge Mountains.
All right, time's off. This is awful.
Shenandoah
you can find us on
River.
Twitter at PodcastCog. We are on all kinds of other stuff. I don't think people pay attention to us there as well. We're on Facebook,
Twitter,
Spotify,
Instagram.
Yep. Check us out there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Hopefully you enjoy our music. Yeah, soon go into Twitch as well. For those that do enjoy our content and appreciate it, we appreciate you. It makes all the difference in the world. Thank you. And please remember, no matter what happens, carry on gaming.
Good night.
Good night, New York.